I am a 24-year-old male who recently discovered that my 1-year-old daughter is not biologically mine. I am also preparing to marry my 25-year-old female fiancée. Around a month ago, a friend of my fiancée shared with me that my daughter might not be mine, as my fiancée had mentioned during her pregnancy that she had been intimate with another man. Despite my initial disbelief due to my fiancée's character traits of honesty and faithfulness, I decided to undergo a paternity test, which confirmed that I am not the biological father of my daughter. This revelation has been heartbreaking for me, and I am still trying to come to terms with this news. It sheds light on the circumstances surrounding my fiancée's unexpected pregnancy, despite our contraceptive measures. I had simply accepted the situation as it was. I am feeling lost at this point in my life. My wedding is just 2 weeks away, and everything is organized and paid for with family coming to celebrate. However, I have recently discovered that my daughter, whom I deeply care for, is not biologically mine. I have been unknowingly raising someone else's child. On top of this, I am struggling to connect with my fiancé and am unsure if I can go through with the wedding. I am seeking guidance and support, and Reddit seems like a place where I can find some advice. There is no need to exacerbate the situation with potential future financial losses to divorce lawyers. Tell the truth with a capital F. You were informed that your daughter might not biologically be yours. After taking a DNA test, you've discovered that you are not the father. Embrace this truth without shame. Address the situation head-on. As others have advised, consider postponing the wedding. You are a young man. Do not enter into a marriage tainted by deception from your fiancé. Your fiancé's actions have shown a willingness to manipulate others. It is reasonable for your fiancée and her family to request another DNA test. It would be wise to distance yourself from the relationship until the second test is completed, and consider ending the relationship if the results are the same. Although this may be a difficult revelation, in time you may view it as a blessing. Do not rush into marriage. You will likely regret it. Take note of Mop Dude's advice and research the sunk cost fallacy. Proceed as you would if the wedding were scheduled for next summer. Consider ending the relationship. Sheesh. If you're suggesting that he dump her, then there may be no turning back. I completely agree with you. It's important for him to reveal everything about her so that no one doubts his decision to call off the wedding. Edit. I appreciate all the advice, both positive and negative. Hearing different perspectives has given me some clarity on my next steps. Even the less helpful advice has highlighted what I shouldn't do. I have cared deeply for this woman and her family, and I do not want to resort to extreme measures. There's a lot to mull over. I have a 2-week window to figure out my next move. It's breaking my heart. Rather than acting solely on emotions, I want to carefully think this through, considering it as another significant life decision. Currently, I'm awaiting the results of a second paternity test to confirm before making any rash decisions. If you have more advice to share, please do. I am going through all the messages, taking my time to contemplate each one. UPDAT. What? Update. After considering the advice received, both helpful and not so much, I want to express my gratitude to those who offered genuine support. Following a second paternity test that yielded the same result, I had a heart-to-heart with Sarah where emotions ran high. The betrayal by an old friend left me reeling with conflicting emotions, uncertainty, hurt, and a lack of trust. As Sarah opened up, it became clear that it wasn't just one person she had been involved with, but 3, all of whom had used protection. Despite the shocking revelation that one of them was the father, I found myself surprisingly calm. In light of these developments, I made the difficult decision not to proceed with the marriage and to move forward. Hold on. I planned to eventually cancel everything. I called my parents and explained what was going on. They were shocked. The same reaction followed with her parents. I was surprised by how understanding they were in the whole situation. They are great people, and their reaction only reinforces this. Luckily, the wedding was within driving distance from all attendees, with a maximum of an 8-hour drive. The fallout was minimal. Apart from our parents, nobody else knows what's really going on, except that the wedding is delayed. As for my daughter, I have come to terms with the fact that she's not mine, and any feelings I had towards her were built on a lie. It's not too late to start over. She's still young, just 1 year old. She won't remember me. Despite the pain, I can't see my life moving forward with her. So to sum it up, I've moved out temporarily to have some space. My parents offered me a place to stay until I can sort things out. I am awaiting the results of an STD test, which should be coming in tomorrow. We consulted with a lawyer who described the situation as quite messy. However, identifying the father could significantly benefit my case. Although I am unfamiliar with any of the potential fathers, a friend of hers immediately knew 2 names. The identity of the third father remained uncertain, but she knew someone who might have that information. At this point, uncertainty looms over the outcome, and I can only remain hopeful for a positive resolution. Life occasionally presents challenges unexpectedly, but revelations from others can shed light on the situation. I appreciate the assistance from Reddit. It is premature to anticipate a happy ending, but I am grateful for the supportive comments and guidance to make the right decisions. Leaving the relationship was the best choice, and I aim to move forward without looking back. Despite the unfortunate circumstances, I acknowledge that such events are part of life. Wishing for the best and facing whatever lies ahead, I went through a situation where someone tried to shift the blame on me, causing a lot of chaos. Hopefully, the original poster can seek legal counsel to contest the paternity and avoid long-term child support obligations. It's apparent that she knew who the father was but chose to act ignorant. It's a terrible situation, and I hope that karma catches up with her. Focus on living your best life and proving to her what she's missing. Seeking support from communities like r/surviving infidelity can be beneficial. Physical exercise, like hitting the gym, can boost your mood with those endorphins. Consider getting a dog. Having a pet can provide motivation and companionship during difficult times. Time will heal, and her response about trust confirms that you made the right choice. The situation is challenging, but focusing on self-care and positive steps forward will help you navigate through it. It's understandable to feel overwhelmed by recent events, but try not to let uncertainty cloud your judgment. The important thing is to move forward and focus on a better future. It's surprising how your wife's behavior didn't lead to more serious consequences, and her attempts to portray herself as the victim can be frustrating. Feeling betrayed is completely valid, and it's understandable to question trust in this situation. It's fortunate that the friend was honest with you now rather than later, giving you the chance to recover and move forward. You have the resilience to overcome this challenge. Best of luck with navigating the next chapter of your life. I met Megan after work yesterday. She wanted to tell me something. She immediately broke down and started crying. I tried to console her and asked if something was wrong. She told me that my wife and her husband were having an affair. According to her, this affair has been going on for years. She also told me that her husband was my daughter's biological father. She confronted her husband, and he didn't deny anything. When I confronted my wife, she tried to deny everything. Well, when I told her that Megan told me about it, she broke down and started crying. I really don't know what to do. I mean, everything was a lie, right? My little girl Taylor is not mine, and my wife blatantly faked everything for years. What do I live for now? I just don't know what to do. Just here for some advice. I'm sorry if this felt like a rant. Now for the top advice. Sober up. Reach out to family and close friends for support. Get a lawyer ASAP, and follow their advice to the fullest. If you have any more requests or need further assistance, I want to express my sincere sympathy for everything you are currently experiencing. I cannot fathom the challenges you are facing in your world right now. I want to respectfully offer a different perspective in response to a previous comment. It is entirely acceptable and even admirable if you choose to raise Taylor as your daughter. Equally, it is also fine if you opt not to continue being a part of her life moving forward. Should you find that your feelings towards Taylor have changed over time, please know that this too is completely acceptable. If you do reach this point, I encourage you not to delay in making decisions regarding your relationship with her. I want you to understand that whatever you are feeling is valid. Whether you wish to remain involved in her life or not, your feelings are legitimate. The fact that Taylor is still young is a blessing in this scenario. If you decide on a significant change, it is unlikely to have as profound an impact on her future as it would if she were older. It is crucial to make a decision and commit to it, as going back and forth can be detrimental to the child. I recommend having a conversation with a divorce lawyer to explore your options and to consider what is healthiest for both you and your daughter. Kind regards. Your name, your life right now may feel uncertain, but remember that this is not the end for you. At 33 years old with a stable job, you have the opportunity to navigate through the challenges ahead and discover even greater adventures. If you feel the need for space and stability, it's important to prioritize your well-being. Consider the option of starting fresh in terms of education, career, and personal growth. It may be beneficial to seek legal advice, reflect on your role in your daughter's life, address the issues in your relationship, and explore therapy to support your emotional well-being. Remember to take care of yourself and not rely on alcohol as a coping mechanism. You have the resilience to rise above the difficulties you are facing. Despite the betrayal and physical setback you experienced, you have taken positive steps by returning to school, focusing on your health, and reconnecting with friends. Stay committed to your personal growth and well-being as you navigate through this challenging phase of life. Hold this close to your heart, just as I have done. Remember that you are emerging from this situation with your values and principles still intact. You are the one taking the high road here. Do not allow someone else's poor decisions to bring you down. Rely on your inner strength, lean on your good friends for support, and focus on self-improvement. Sending you love and encouragement. Remember that you are valuable and deserving of love, and trust that you will find a better partner. As for the recent revelation about your husband potentially being the father of your best friend's child, it's certainly a shocking situation. Take some time to process your emotions and consider the best course of action for yourself and those involved. Communication and honesty will be crucial moving forward as you navigate this unexpected turn of events. I am involved in a long-term affair, and he wants us to meet up so he can show me something. He wants me to meet him alone at his house, and I am unsure if I should go. A part of me regrets him telling me about this. In disbelief, I requested him to send me something over text as proof, and he sent me a blurry video of a woman, Amy, engaging in intimate activities with someone. Amy was heard moaning my husband's name, but it was too dark to ascertain if it was indeed him in the video. He'd also forwarded me some text messages exchanged between them, and I wish I could erase them from my memory. It has left me feeling numb and sick. I have not confronted my husband as I lack the energy to do so. He noticed my distress when he returned home and asked if I was all right, but I dismissed it and claimed I was going to bed. He decided to work from home today out of concern for my well-being, but I wish he hadn't. To complicate matters further, both Amy and I are pregnant. I am 5 months along, and she is 7 months pregnant. Paul alleges that my husband is also the father of Amy's baby and mentioned plans to take legal action against my husband after spending a significant amount of money raising their child. Amy is now planning to seek child support from her husband. The husband informed the speaker in advance, suggesting that she apply for child support before Amy does, as they are heading towards a divorce. The speaker finds it difficult to believe that this situation has unfolded and wishes that it was all just a joke. Amy has been expressing her apologies through text messages, which the speaker has chosen to ignore so far, though she feels a strong desire to confront her. The speaker is overwhelmed at the thought of potentially raising their baby alone if a divorce occurs, and is unsure of what steps to take next. Despite feeling uncertain, the speaker considers the advice to remain calm, gather evidence, and eventually discuss the situation with her husband. Your husband should consult with a lawyer before taking any action. It is important to understand your legal options, especially since the affair partner may inform him of the situation soon. For now, focus on the following steps. 1. Research and document your bank accounts and assets without altering anything, as your husband may try to move or hide them if he becomes aware of your knowledge too. Seek out a therapist for the support you will need during this difficult time. Once you have everything in order, determine your next steps. Remember to prioritize your well-being and that of your child. It's a tough situation, but taking action is necessary. If Amy is aware that Paul has disclosed the information to you, she may not have informed your husband. It's crucial to clarify whether she has admitted the truth about the affair and the child's paternity, or if her apology is solely a result of her husband involving you in their divorce proceedings. He continues to send me messages, pleading for forgiveness and a chance to talk. It seems like she may have already informed him, leading him to stay home. It's crucial to gather evidence and brace for potential challenges ahead. A recent development: Annie clarified that my husband isn't the individual she had an affair with. The misunderstanding stemmed from Paul's assumption based on a shared name. Amy recounted that Paul reacted strongly, and she felt too intimidated to correct him. Both she and Kim are safe at her mother's place. Amy cautioned me against visiting their home. That wraps up this update. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. See you in the next video. Have a good day, everyone.